Honey, hey, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Thank you guys for coming back and joining your girl, Miss Leda. I'm happy that you made it back around this block, honey. So, we are going to get into the second half of this interview, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day as you sit and enjoy the sounds of this interview. And here we go. So, as a foster parent, is there ever a good age that you should tell your foster child that they're adopted? Or should you just always bring it to the forefront, so that way they'll know and it doesn't have to be like that family secret?
Me, this is the thing. I come from a black family.
Mm-hmm.
I come from the black community. We have to get over trying to keep things hidden out of public light.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're so afraid of what other people gonna think. You know what I'm saying? If me, I told my mom, like, I get why they did what they did. Small town like Clarksville, where I come from, they was already saying that my sister was my mom. And that was the reason why my sister wasn't coming to school all the time and this and that, whatever the case may be. But my sister was going to school every day. She never had a belly bump, but the word on the street in Clarksville was that was my mom. So that played mental issues. And like I thought, like I get it, like I didn't know like how that would affect me.
Mm-hmm.
But I really wish from the jump y'all would have just bit that bullet and just told me, like, right then and there. Don't let me find out from a picture and then find out a couple of years later from a cousin who's
right
for a childish reason. And then you tell me the truth. Or not even really you tell me the truth. You just kind of gas me a little bit. Just, you tell me enough to get me off your case.
Mm-hmm.
Just to stop me from asking questions for another couple of weeks or a month, whatever the case may be. But once again, like, I'm not trying to diss my mom or nothing. I love my mom to death. Like, everything, I understand everything that she did because I'm a parent now myself, so I understand tough choices have to be made, whether they are good for the child or who knows at that moment. You're just doing what you think is best at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was doing what she thought was the best at that moment. Like, a lot of people don't even know. I didn't even call, like, even though I was growing up, like, this is one of the things that made me realize, like, something's off. Like, growing up, I didn't call, like, for the first 9 years, I didn't call my dad. I called him Buddy. Like, what kid growing up in life, you don't even call your dad. You call him Buddy. And those were things that was like really keep me off. And I had to ask her, like, why do I call him Buddy? And she was like, that's what you just been calling him forever. And I was like, why? And nobody had an answer. Because nobody wanted to tell me, hey, you was adopted. This is what it is. This is how you felt towards him. And this was the name that you gave his name. You're not your biological father, but he is your daddy. If that makes sense.
Definitely. And you never wonder why he didn't take offense to you calling him Buddy?
Nah, like, not really. As a young kid, it kind of, like, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I guess I did, like, feel kind of weird, like, why is he getting, like, I'm watching all these other call their dads daddy, but here I am calling you Buddy. But if I hear one of those kids call their daddy something else besides daddy, their daddy get mad, but you cool with it, like, now I'm thinking about, like, it was kind of weird at football games. Like, oh, where's your dad? Oh, you mean my buddy? He's over there. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was tough.
Definitely, I understand. So let me ask you, do you harbor any resentment towards your biological parents and your siblings?
Okay. Growing up, I never had resentment to my siblings because they never had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, I did have resentment for my parents, obviously, especially towards my dad. Mostly towards my dad for some reason. I don't know why. Mostly towards him. But no, and anybody who's been around me can tell you there's only one who I truly regret and trying to contact, and that's my biological mom. Like, out of this whole situation, from 93 to, that's the only thing I is my first contact was her.
That's deep. That's real deep.
People tell me, like, yo, you know, give her a chance, give her this, give her that, but like, I done gave this lady so many chances. So many chances to be in my life for you. Only ask me for money. And then because I'm like, yo, I got 8 kids and bills to pay over. My electric bill is like almost freaking $700, $800 every month. That's not including water and gas.
Your connection is going in and out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's not including food. But when
I don't know what you're saying. Your connection is still going in and out.
Okay. Oh, shit. Are we good now?
Yes.
Okay, so I have other things that my finance have to go to. And then you ask me for money, I tell you no. Then it's like, F you, dude. Like, you don't mean nothing to me anyway. You know, like, that hurts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To call your biological mom and then, you know, for her not to answer the phone. You know what I'm saying? You know, you text and text day after day, only for it to be no response. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't keep giving her a chance. Yeah. Because it keeps putting me in a bad spot. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I try not to reach out to her and stuff like that.
So how is your relationship with your adoptive parents?
It's good. I just think it's actually pretty good. Me and my wife, we go over there as much as we possibly can, and you know, pray for my mama. She's going through a lot of health issues and stuff like that.
Definitely.
But she's staying strong though. She's a soldier. She's gonna pull through.
Okay. So if you could change anything about this situation besides, you know, finding your biological mom, what would you change?
If I could change anything, I would change
I'm sorry, you cut out again. You cut out again. You would change what?
I said if I could change anything, I would change the time that I found my dad. So, like, I know we have a lot of years together. God is willing, you know, but like, I wish I could have like found him maybe in high school, you know. That way I would have had time at youth, as a real youth, to kind of bond with him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he could have kept one of my football games, basketball games. You know, one of my band events. That would have been great because I was a state recipient in band. Okay. That would have been dope if he was for that. You know, but that would be the only thing I change. Other than that, I'm cool. I'm cool with everything.
Now, how do you explain to your own kids your situation of being adopted?
That's tough. That's tough because a lot of them are just still babies.
Okay.
So even as I'm telling them, they're just like, oh, it's family. Like
Mhm.
they're not gonna totally understand it yet. But my older ones, like they know, they get it. Like because watch they like early years of like they seen the bad, they
Mhm.
seen the ugly of not knowing who my parents is. They heard the conversations, and one thing I always did was I always sat down and I've always talked to my kids about everything, and try to give them advice
Mhm.
or just try to give them nuggets of information that they could use later on in life. And so they seen that when I met my dad, the change, like the me who were patient now. Like everything doesn't have to be right now. I don't get irritated as easy. I'm more at peace with myself and who I am now.
Okay. Okay. So now, based on the conversation that we've been having, is there ever a time you remember being in a foster home?
Um, it was, it was a couple of times where I got out of hand, and there had to be some different type of disciplinary actions that had to be enforced. So yeah, I've been to a couple of boys' homes
Okay.
For my actions. Because I'll give you an example. One time in middle school, found a group of kids on the playground now, and my cousin's there, and you know, he's telling everybody that I'm adopted and this and that. So now everybody's picking on me, whatever, this and that, and one kid tells me, you know, I was a waste of and that, whatever the case may be. I um, end up like almost knocking out all his teeth with my knee because I need him in the mouth,
Oh, wow.
and he had braces. And so they was like, "Yo, you got to go somewhere. Like, your attitude is too bad right now. Like, we can't even say nothing to you. Like, nobody can say nothing to you. You just snap." And so, yeah, so it was a couple of moments like that in my life. More than a couple, actually. But, yeah, so, yeah. But as far as them, my foster parents turning their back on me, they never did. Anytime I needed a real home, that was my home.
Okay. So, have you ever thought about adopting kids or even starting some type of program for kids who have gone through similar situations as you?
That's my basketball team.
Okay. Okay.
I work. Matter of fact, big shout out to Terrell Green, point guard. One of the hardest working kids I have ever met in my life. He come from he's kind of in that situation, but it's not as far as a legal adoption. It's more of his parents were just unfit, and he had to make a decision as a young man to go and live with somebody else and kind of start taking care of himself. And you know, I do what I can to make sure to help him out. You know what I'm saying? We just got him graduated this year, so he graduated ahead of time actually.
All right
Uh,
now.
Big shout out to Chad Dixon. You know, prayers for him. He just lost his mom. He's another kid on my basketball team who has full potential to go play in the NBA if he wanted to. But he's kind of in that moment where he just lost his mom and his dad's not really stepping up. So he's kind of in that feeling like it's like nobody wants him. Mm-hmm. So I kind of stick by his side and let him know like, yo, we love you over here. Whatever you need, you can come stay with us. Whatever the case may be, we got you. But right now he's in that thing like he could take care of himself, you know. So right now he's in between like Palestine and Paris right now. So we gonna get him right.
Definitely, definitely. So how is your relationship with your siblings, your biological siblings?
Well, I'm only cool with one sibling on my biological mom's side, and that's my younger brother Jeffrey. Mm-hmm. and him are the only ones that talk on that side. But my siblings on my dad's side, we all pretty much talk. You know, from my oldest brother to like my baby brothers and baby sisters. In fact, I was just in Texarkana not too long ago, and I was trying to set up like picking up my little brother, taking him out to eat, just chilling with him for a week a day. So that's still in the works. So we're pretty close, even though we're pretty close, and I try to do my best to make sure that everybody know, like, yo, I'm good. If y'all need anything, I'm here for y'all. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ever in Texas or if y'all ever around my way, stop by, come by. We'll feed you, have a place for you to lay your head, whatever you may need to do. We got you.
Well, I definitely am going to pray for you because I deal with your family on a regular basis. I love me some Nicole and your daddy.
Mama Nicole.
Yeah. Your daddy, and your older brother, Jesus. That's all I can say.
Big Reggie, yeah.
Man.
That's my boy.
Between Reggie and 20, Lord have mercy. They be cutting up. They cut up all the time.
And then our cousin, man, I be butchering her name. My cousin, man, they came down with, man, like, my dad brought my whole family down from New Mexico and Texarkana, like, all my brothers, cousins, everybody. We was like 20 deep on my block just for them showing up, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I went and had fun, pulled up, you know, and man, I just had a really good time with them, man. But you definitely got to check out my cousin, I can't think of her name, but please forgive me, Kinfolk. I know you're probably going to watch this. You could be like, I can't believe you forgot my name. But your name is hard to pronounce, and I do not want to embarrass myself.
Trust. Your sister's name is hard for me to pronounce because I get their baby name wrong all the time. Iraderskis, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I just call her Xerxes.
Okay, you know, that's all I say too, because I be trying to pronounce that baby name and I be like, Lord, please forgive me, because I can't say that baby name. Iraderskis, yeah, I'm butcher her name every time. I'm sorry.
Queens. That's what I go with.
Yeah.
You know, too. She be hitting me up like, hey, bro, what you doing? Then chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She hit me up all the time.
Oh yeah, they cut up. They definitely cut up. They know who Leda is. The younger ones, I love them to pieces. You know, Gangsta be trying to get them to talk smack. Now, baby boy, he ain't gonna say nothing at all. He loves me to pieces.
He quiet.
Yeah, well, he ain't too quiet, but he ain't gonna say nothing. He ain't gonna say nothing. Now them others,
They out there.
Man. Yeah. So, do you feel like your dad has made up for lost time? Because evidently, you know, your mom is definitely not trying to make up for lost time at this point.
At this point, I'm not even worried about lost time.
Okay.
I'm like, that's just me. I know everybody has their own different little mentality or mindset, but right now, I'm not worried about spilled milk.
Definitely.
I'm not the type of person that's going to spill. I'm not going to get on the floor and try to drink that spilled milk when I can just go in the icebox and pour me another glass.
I heard that. Okay.
And basically, that's what it is. God gave us another glass of milk. Whether what she do with her glass, that's on her. I know what I'm going to do with my glass. I'm going to enjoy it.
Okay. So it's never a time frame in your life where you sit there and you reflect and think, you know, my life could have been different if I would have been raised by my mom or my dad or anything like that.
You do think about it, but it just goes back to what I said earlier. God predestined this for me. Reggie was born way before I was born. Wanda was born way before my grandparents was born. This little obstacle that we had through, it was already predestined.
Yeah.
And I was the one, you know, how people want to say, I got the short end of the stick. But at the same time, maybe I needed the short end of the stick because now look where I'm at.
Definitely.
Think about it. I'm not gonna cap. I know my dad's a good dad, and none of his kids never wanted for anything, so I would have been extra spoiled. Like, I would be entitled to something.
Trust, your daddy spoils my child rotten, and I can tell your daddy left and right. Please don't buy my baby nothing else. And he'll tell me in a heartbeat, look, you mangy hyena, don't tell me what I can buy for my niece. And so, yeah, we get into arguments all the time. Like I say, me and your daddy, we stay at one another's throat. That's just us.
Like,
you breaking up again. Maybe, I'm sorry, what you say?
Right. So, like, how I kind of see it, like, maybe if I did get raised up with him, I would have had that sense of entitlement. And therefore, I would have just felt like I would have still been in the place where the world owed me something. Versus how I feel now, like, I owe the world something. I owe the world my story. I owe the world my message. I owe the world my life. Because if it wasn't for the world taking me in after what my mom did, maybe I wouldn't have been here.
Definitely. Okay. So let me ask you this, because I always ask every person who's adopted or, is not familiar with their biological family at a young age. When you did find out you was adopted, did you ever fear dating a sibling?
In the small town where I come from, you have to worry about that regardless. Like, in a city of 3,000 people, and you adopted to the biggest family in everybody your cousin. So, yeah. So then, like, once I met my dad, it was a story that he was telling me about my sister that sounded mad familiar. And I'm like, yo, hold up now. Like, let me get a picture of this, of my sister real quick so I could do some visual confirmation. But luckily, nah, it was two different people. But, it was just similar to the story that my sister that stayed in Texarkana, she was at this track meet one time, and that this that they was brother and sisters. And I remember being at a track meet in Texarkana at Liberty Allo one year, and I was, we possibly could be brothers and sisters because we look mad alike. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, nah, we not. We end up talking for a little bit, whatever the case. When my dad brought it up, I was like, oh my God. I hope that wasn't my sister, bro. Like, so yeah, it's something that has to cross your mind. Because once I found out how many kids she had, I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah, he was slinging it everywhere. Everywhere.
I was like, I hope most of them were boys. Yeah, I don't wanna be the one to fall in that line,
Ooh-wee. Yeah, I talk about him all the time. Yes. Well, that is all the questions that I actually have for you. Is there anything that you would like to say, or any words of encouragement that you would like to give to foster kids or anything like that?
Man, to all my foster sisters and brothers in the system, don't never think that you're less than, and don't never think that you'll never be wanted. As long as you understand that, like, never feel like that, never let that inside your head, I promise you'll be okay. Because there's somebody out there for all of us. And I know it's out there that's still waiting on somebody to come and get them out the foster home right now. But some things happen for a reason. Maybe you're going to be the one that come out that stayed in the foster home, come out the foster home, and then go back and buy that foster home and run it better.
Yeah, that's so true.
So, yeah, I believe, me personally, I just believe foster kids have a higher purpose in life. I'm not trying to belittle no household or no child or nothing, but I just think that as foster kid, you are already born with a purpose. You just have to find that purpose out. You don't have the luxury of having a parent tell you or help you find that way.
Well, let me ask you this too before I let you go. Is it always a good idea to introduce a foster child to counseling or to a psychiatrist so that way to try to help them with any type of abandonment issues that they may develop later on? Is that a good way you think that it can?
I guess you can take that route. Counseling wasn't for me.
Okay.
Counseling, I know, like I had a foster brother, rest in peace, Justin Phillips. That was my foster brother. And he died, me and him until we graduated almost. From day one, he died of health complications. But counseling worked for him. It never worked for me because I wasn't a talkative person. I like to keep stuff bottled up. The thing that worked for me was that every day, either my mom or my dad was always there for me. Every day, no matter what the situation, right or wrong, they showed up and they supported me and they loved me and they nurtured me back in. They nurtured me back into a good spot. Dealing with everything that I had with them, in and out of jail, the disrespect at home, they always loved me. There would be times where I'm just spazzing and my mom would look at me and be like, boy, I love you. And then I had to shut down because that's all I ever wanted anyway. So I would say go with love first. Because God is love and love is God. Start with that.
Okay. Well, I truly appreciate you taking the time to do this interview with me. Guys, I am going to get all of his information for his business, and I am going to have him on our Spotlight Monday. Hopefully, he will send me some video footage of people trying on various clothes from his clothing store, as well as wigs, so that way we can promote him and get him some business. Y'all make sure y'all support him. Y'all show him love. He part of the fam, okay? I'm going to make sure I take care of ours first and foremost. So before we do anything, y'all make sure y'all check with me to see if the fam got it. And you never know. Then don't be asking for no discount because we don't do discounts over here, okay? It's already discounted enough. You going to pay full price when you go to Gucci and all of that. So don't be coming over here asking the fam for no discount. I'm telling you now. Go on to that store. Okay? Look. So just be happy with what he got. And roll on about your business. That's all I'm saying. And if I hear that y'all done did some sneaky stuff, y'all know I'm coming for you. I'm going to talk bad about you because I don't play about the family. Oh, okay? Look, already off top. Well, like I say, I truly appreciate it. I am dealing with a similar situation as yours. And so I am going to tell more in depth about my story later on. And my child. And so, every situation is different. And so all you can do is pray and continue to be encouraged. And so I definitely want to make sure that you're always encouraged. And if you ever need me, child, I'm only a phone call away.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, guys, that is it. I hope you liked this tea and that it was hot enough for you. Until next time, I am your girl, Miss Leda, and I am out this thing. Peace. Honey, that is the end of this interview, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave your girl a thumbs up and a comment. Let me know what you thought about this interview. Until next time, I am your girl, Miss Leda, and I'm out this thing. Peace.